That was the point I'm trying to make is that was his insistence for the youth. Forget seeing a movie. He didn't want us to see a movie poster to still our minds at that age. That was his insistence and persistence for us to still our mind. That was how much he emphasized. That was his standards. But how do we keep that silence? How do we work on that silence? And Bhagwan has said, the easiest way is chanting the name of the Lord constantly with love. And he paid so much emphasis on it. One time we were sitting with Bhagwan, we asked Bhagwan, why do you give him so much grace and why do you give her less grace? There's so much, we can see Swami, it's so apparent. You speak to him, you don't speak to them. Why is it like that? And Swami said, my grace is same for all. It's like an ocean. If you have a smaller vessel, you can just pick up that much capacity of the vessel. If you have a big vessel, you can pick up a bigger capacity. Then we asked Bhagwan, then how do we increase our capacity? And Swami said, chanting the name of the Lord with love and constantly. Then someone asked Bhagwan, how can we love God? Not everyone can love God, Swami. And Swami, in his own divine, beautiful way, Swami said, a mother, she likes every other child, but to her, her son or her daughter is the most lovable, and she can do anything for her, isn't it? If you consider God yours and not someone else's, not Surdas's, nor Meera's, but yours, then you will be able to love him. Such a simple thing. If you consider someone yours, automatically the love comes in. And he said, if you want to see a reflection in a pot, first you need a pot, and he said that that is your body. And the water, then you need water in the pot. And he said that water is love. And then you need stillness. So if you have love in your heart, and if you have stillness in your mind, then you automatically reflect Bhagwan. You don't need to do anything apart from that. One time we asked Swami, you say to chant your name constantly. I don't think so it's possible, Swami. Swami said, why not? And we said, Swami, how is it possible? And Swami said, he gave a beautiful example. He said, in India, in the villages, the mother of the house goes and fetches water from a well or from a nearby river. And she balances 5-6 pots on her head. And her baby is in the house. But all the time, her mind is always on the child. What's happening to the child? Is he okay? Is he fine? And she's also doing her work. So in the same way, you can chant the name of the Lord constantly if you wish so. If you have that much attachment, if you have that much interest. So that is the S part of Sai. If I take the A part, the next one is A, is awareness. One time we were in Kodaikanal, we were actually sitting with Bhagwan. Bhagwan was in the living room, and all of us, we were around 20 of us around him. And suddenly, he sat down and said, boys, quiz time. And we thought, wow. And then Swami said, first question, who am I? And we thought, that's an easy one. And we said, Swami, you are God. And Swami said, wrong answer. Then someone said, Swami, you're the avatar of Shiva and Shakti. Swami said, wrong answer. And we didn't have any answers. And then the stakes just went up. And Swami said, whoever gives the correct answer, I will give him a prize. And what was the prize? A surprise. He didn't tell us. And then all of us got very enthusiastic and we started giving left, right, and center answers, took all the Namavalis of Bhagavan, bhajans of Bhagavan, and started telling out names. I remember, I think it was me who said, Swami, you're the avatar of Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwar. I thought everything is covered. It cannot go wrong. Swami said, no. Then there was a senior devotee who was actually sitting in the corner. His name was Mr. Apparao. And there were so many Apparaos in Puttaparthi. And this gentleman used to drive Swami's cars many years ago. And Swami called him to Kodaikanal after many years. And Swami was giving him a lot of physical proximity. Swami asked him, Apparao, what is your answer? Then he looked at Swami and said, Swami is Swami. And Swami was so happy with that answer, and there was joy in his face, and immediately he waved his hand and created a thick bracelet and put it around his wrist and went on to say, yes, I am I. I am the divine. I am, there is no distinction between me and you. And he went on to say the highest truths, highest philosophies of that everyone is God. We all heard what he said today. It didn't end there. Few days later, every boy gets a chance to sit right under Swami's nose for 2 hours. And you have a chance to really press his feet. And there was this new boy who was just seated there, right under Swami's nose. And Swami asked him, boy, who are you? This boy, very humbly, looked at Swami. With confidence, he said, Swami, I am I. And we all had a hearty laugh. And Swami looked at him after the laugh settled down. When Swami spoke those words that day, he just didn't speak to him. He spoke to all of us around and every one of us today. And this was almost 20 years ago. And he said, are you aware of yourself that you are the divine every day, every hour, every moment? Or is it just talk because someone told you? Brothers and sisters, he has given that message to us. Are we aware? Do we look into the mirror every morning and tell ourselves that, yes, we are the children of God. We are that spark of divine. That we can do anything. Nothing is impossible for us. We have His grace. We have His compassion. We have His love. Do we tell that every day to ourselves and then go to work and see what a great day we have? That was what Swami said. He emphasized. I remember in many of his discourses, he said, the greatest sin in the world is to think that you are a mere human being who is limited. That much emphasis he gave on who all of us are real. One time, Swami called the MBA boys. This was, I think, sometime in the late 1980s, 89, 90. In the afternoon, 3:30, he called them inside the interview room, and he waved his hand, and there were 30 boys, our seniors, and he created 30 pocket photographs. I just want to show you that photograph, which is here. And it was a black and white photograph, and it was a very strange photograph of 2 Bhagwans, and one Bhagwan talking to another Bhagwan. And Swami told the boys that day, boys, when you go out in this world, consider everyone as Swami, but also consider yourself as Swami too. But the difficulty arises when the other Swami abuses you, when the other Swami criticizes you, when the other Swami makes fun of you, you be the good Swami. And there was a senior of ours who had worked around 20 years, and Swami had given him that, and he had kept it in his pocket all the time. And he came and told all of us that I was never there in the rat race. He worked in the corporate sector in India for 20 years, said I was never there in the rat race, but I worked 18 hours a day. And people never knew from where I got the energy. I was doing Bhagwan's work. I was doing it for him. And I was considering everyone was Bhagwan. And he said, I was considered one of the most dependable employees of that company. Bhagwan, when he established this university, it wasn't just another university. That's why he called it the Institute of Higher Learning, the highest learning which he taught everyone. Coming to the final one, Dr. Hislop. I'm sure everyone would have heard about him. He asked Swami, Swami, we have heard so many things from you, so many discourses from you, but in spite of all that, we fail. In spite of all that, we are not able to reach you. So give us that one single thing, one simple thing, why we fail, and if we take care of that, we will reach you. How many people are there, but how many people reach you? And Swami, in his own beautiful way, said, what you lack is intensity. We are too casual. We're not intense. Swami said, you are intense about everything. You are intense about getting a job. You're intense to get married. You're intense for every other thing. But how many of you are really intense for God? How many of you cry for God? Everyone is mad for the world. How many of you shed tears for Swami? And he told all of us, how many of us really shed tears for God? Do we have that intensity? If you see his life, at the age of 14, he had a mission. And the mission was for his devotees. At the age of 14, the only dream I had, with no offense to a taxi driver, to become a taxi driver, I thought that was the best job in the world. And Bhagwan had a mission at the age of 14 for his devotees, a world mission. And he was criticized, he was put down by his own family, by his own people, by his own state, by his own devotees, by everyone, by the media, by the world press. Everyone went against him. And in spite of that, he kept going. And that's why all of us are here, isn't it? That was Bhagwan. And you see, at the age of 65, when most of us would have thought, yes, I have had a great life. I can now relax and see my grandchildren go around the world. Swami's mission spiraled. He started off his water projects, he started off his hospitals, all after the age of 65. He had no business to do that. He could have relaxed and said, yes, I'm having a great life. I need some peace. So many people are criticizing me. I've done my bit. For us, if someone just criticizes us, how much pain and how much of depression we get into, how much of stress we get into. And see, Swami's life went on and on and on and on. I remember in 2010, when he had called the old boys, was part of that old boys group, he called us in Purnachandra, and one student asked Swami, and Swami was on the wheelchair, the very bad health, he could barely speak. Someone asked Swami, why don't you cure yourself? And Swami just said, you see my mission, how fast it is going. How many people are coming? How many people are getting affected? How many projects are happening? Even though I am on the wheelchair, what difference it makes whether I cure myself or not? That was Bhagwan, that intense. But how do we get that intensity? And Swami gives us so simple rules, and he said, set a goal. And we all know that. We all know that. We are doing it day in and day out in our work. He said, set a goal. If you don't have a goal, you will never know where you're going. And if you don't see your goal every day, you will easily get misled. And for Swami, his mission was day in and day out, yes, for the devotees, always for the devotees, this project, that project, every time. I remember he had inaugurated the shopping center, and there was an office there, and it was a big office. And Swami said, why are you wasting this space? We said, this is office space, Swami. No, 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 you're unnecessarily wasting it. You could have utilized it for some other things for the devotees. That was his intensity. To conclude, I pray to Bhagwan that he gives us that intensity to be still, that intensity to be full of love, so that we have that water in ourselves with love, and we are still, and we are aware of ourselves. And then, I'm sure we can be his reflection. Jai Sai Ram.
I am not pure love. Remind me, my Lord, remind me, my Lord, remind me, my Lord, who I am. Remind me, my Lord, remind me, my Lord, remind me, my Lord, who I am. I am home eternal. I am home eternal. Through this life of distraction and of illusion, remind me, my Lord, who I am. Through this life of distraction and of illusion, remind me, my Lord, who I am. I am truth, I am peace, divine bliss. I am truth, I am peace, divine bliss. Ananda Swarupa, He Prema Swarupa, remind me, my Lord, who I am. Ananda Swarupa, He Prema Swarupa, remind me, my Lord, who I am. I am love, I am love, pure love. I am love, I am love, pure love.
My humble pranams at the lotus feet of Bhagavan. Respected elders, brothers, sisters, and dear children. Sai Ram, all of you. So, first we'll thank Swami for this, to make this event very successful. Second, I thought we had to thank everybody. All the volunteers, all those who, and guest speakers, and those who set up the PA system, and everybody. And now I thought, how many of you feel Swami is within you? How many of you feel Swami is in June. Everybody? Yes. So I don't need to thank individually. So I will thank Swami and you and everybody. And also, we got some message, strong message. We had to go with the full love. Then we can reflect Swami. Jai Sai Ram.
Wow, Viral, what a night, huh?
Yep.
What a night. First, the journey through the music. It was pretty amazing. Well done, brothers. Well done. And then Brother Amitabh taking us through his experiences, sharing those wonderful words and the experience that and the learnings that he's had personally. To be able to hear that was just incredible.
And we've still got devotional singing yet to come.
Wow, what a night. What a night. You know, it's amazing. Uncle Aru capped it up so nicely. And the amazing thing here is that to see all these youngsters sitting up the front, taking part. One amazing thing is that one of the very youngsters who has been involved in actually putting together tonight, and she's done a wonderful job as well. And that's the amazing thing about all of us being able to be here, the opportunity that Bhagwan gives us to take part, to grow, to learn, to love, to share, to fall, and to get up. That's just incredible. Just speechless.
And that is what is this organization. We're very fortunate to be a part of it. When Swami left his physical form 2 years ago, he may have left his physical body, but he left with us something much more. And that was that love. We're so fortunate. That love is within our hearts, and it will continue to be. He has made himself a part of our lives now. So we should really, really take this opportunity and remember, reflect upon this fact that Swami is with us in every moment of our lives.
That's true, Viral. I mean, for me, the music gave me the opportunity to reflect within when we're talking about being his reflection. And I remember when Ravi was playing the Nal in 2006, Swami looked at him. He was playing, I think, a bit softly, not like nowadays, playing so well. But he was playing a bit softly, and then Swami looked at him and goes, didn't he? And so beautifully, he just made us laugh. And this was in the main bhajan hall, wasn't it, Ravi? While all the bhajans were going on. Right in the main bhajan hall, he cracked that joke. And that's Bhagwan. That's Bhagwan for us. Ever cheerful, ever happy. And to be his reflection, I think I'm getting the sense that we just need to be that. We need to be happy. Because that's our pure essence. When you make a frown, and medical doctors will probably tell me, Uncle sitting there, he can probably tell us better than this. When you make a frown, a lot more muscles get worked out, isn't it, Uncle? And you can't stay like that for your whole life, isn't it, Uncle? Yeah, so he's shaking his head. If you make a frown, you can stay like that for the rest of your life. But if you're happy, you're actually physically, it's giving you a bit of a workout, isn't it? It's better for your heart, Uncle? Yeah. It's better for the heart. So you're getting your cardio workout just by being happy at all times.
And the other thing is love. Swami has referred to us always as embodiments of love. So we must continue to ask ourselves that question: are we embodiments of love? Because he's here right inside us. He's waiting. He's waiting with bated breath.
Oh
पाहि गजानन दीनावना पाहि गजानन दीनावना सिन्दूरवदना श्रितजनपालना
सिन्दूरवदना श्रितजनपालना
सिन्दूरवदना श्रितजनपालना
सिन्दूरवदना श्रितजनपालना
पाहि गजानन दीनावना
पाहि गजानन दीनावना
अम्बिकतनया अमराधीश्वर
अम्बिकतनया अमराधीश्वर
अम्बिकतनया अमराधीश्वर
अम्बिकतनया अमराधीश्वर
अगणित गुणगण आनन्ददायक
अगणित गुणगण आनन्ददायक
अगणित गुणगण आनन्ददायक
अगणित गुणगण आनन्ददायक
पाहि गजानन दीनावना
पाहि गजानन दीनावना
सिन्दूरवदना श्रितजनपालना
सिन्दूरवदना श्रितजनपालना
पाहि गजानन दीनावना
पाहि गजानन दीनावना
अम्बिकतनया अमराधीश्वर
अम्बिकतनया अमराधीश्वर
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 अम्बिकतनया अमराधीश्वर
अम्बिकतनया अमराधीश्वर
अगणित गुणगण आनन्ददायक
अगणित गुणगण आनन्ददायक
अगणित गुणगण आनन्ददायक
अगणित गुणगण आनन्ददायक
पाहि गजानन दीनावना
साई मात पिता दीन बंधु